Aloha, I'm Juliet Leiter and welcome to another edition of PTC TV, brought to you by PTC'16 Platinum sponsor Equinix. This is the second of 5 programs specially created for PTC'16. If you missed the first program, you can watch it online after the conference by visiting the PTC'16 website at ptc.org/PTC'16.
Aloha again. I'm Sharon Nakama. I hope you're enjoying your time in Honolulu and at PTC'16. This year's theme is Reimagining Telecoms. We hope that PTC'16's program will help you build and renew relationships with your industry peers. Once again, we're featuring the Executive Insight Roundtables format with 10 EIRs scheduled for PTC'16. These roundtables are on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they allow direct interaction with senior industry leaders. Arrive early so you don't miss out on the discussions. 2 handy resources are also back this year, the mobile app and the digital kiosk located throughout the conference hotel. Both will give you up-to-date conference information. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Sophie and Therese, Senior Advisor Strategy for 26.5 Tech, and today joining me is Tony Rosabi from Digital Realty, Managing Director of Telex. And first of all, I would like to start by congratulating Tony, who has been elected yesterday as the new president for PTC.
Thank you very much.
Tony, you're taking over for Stephen Ho, and you are following his footsteps and his leadership. So in your new tenure as president of PTC, what are your ideas, your mandate? What is your goal?
So first of all, I want to thank Stephen Ho for leading this organization. He did a fantastic job over the last 2 years, and it's going to be some tough footsteps to follow. But clearly looking forward to continued innovation with the PTC Council, growing the community, obviously growing the membership, and then spending more times on where is this business going and how do we adapt the conference to capture all the changes within the technology space.
Of all the organization you've been a part of all the events that you attend, what actually really stands out about PTC?
Yeah, so PTC for many is somewhat of a misnomer, is known just as this conference, but it's amazing what the actual organization does. The council is very, very involved in developing the South Pacific community in terms of technology, telecoms. So I think we want to continue that effort. We also, as I mentioned earlier, we want to ensure that we are following a path to where the industry is headed. Moving along and adjusting to how technology changes.
Tony, there's a lot of changes in the industry. There's massive transformation happening. What will be your focus as you're leading through the next year?
Yeah, so we want to follow what trends are happening. So we don't, as technology and telecoms per se changes, we want to ensure we're in the forefront of that. As internet becomes more relevant, we want to ensure that we are a part of that and that change and the metamorphosis of all of the business. So as things develop, change, or become more advanced, we want to ensure we're in the forefront. And I think it's more forward thinking, how do we get ahead of things and not behind? And that's the key for us.
There's been incredible growth this year for PTC, increase in membership by 34%, the best attendance we've seen in years. What do you think, what do you attribute this growth right now, and how were you a part of it?
a lot of what we stressed this year was really awareness of what PTC does. Really that it's not just this meeting for people to come to this amazing place in Hawaii, but it's also to network, but it's also to understand the mission and the value that PTC pushes forward to the community. So I think that is a big part of why membership increased, as well as we set a record for attendance. So I think, if we continue along this trail, we're going to continue to grow, but we also need to stress the importance of the community and also what we're doing, the altruistic values of PTC itself.
Okay, so next year we will be at PTC'17 after 12 months. What will you have accomplished? What will PTC look like?
Yeah, so I think we're going to focus on healthcare, education, research groups, various different consortiums within those spaces, and then obviously we're going to focus on emerging technologies, the OTT space, big content folks, and we want a wider array of folks to come to the show. We love the traditional telecom providers, but we want to continue to grow in various different directions so that everybody can nurture each other from the ecosystem of folks that we establish here. Communities are great.
Tony, thank you so much for your time. We are all looking forward to your new leadership, and we want to thank PTC and Equinix for sponsoring PTC TV.
Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to the next 12 months ahead, and it's going to be an exciting year.
PTC'16 is made possible by the generosity of the PTC'16 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the Platinum sponsors. The sessions for PTC'16 continue on Monday, starting with the keynotes at 8:30 a.m. After the keynotes, get ready to participate in the Executive Insight Roundtables. The EIRs give you the opportunity to be a part of the session by asking questions and interacting with subject matter experts.
The cloud. It's changing the way we do business. Push the limits of innovation and enter the cloud into our secure, intuitive, and responsive ecosystem. With our subsea network spanning the globe, we deliver unsurpassed coverage into the world's fastest growing markets with flexible and scalable solutions. We are a technology company that sits at the crossroads of where the future clouds will migrate. Global Cloud Exchange. The cloud revolutionized.
Hi, it's my pleasure today to be interviewing Ihab Tarazi, who's the CTO of Equinix. So Ihab, you were at Verizon for a long time and now you're at Equinix. So you've seen the transitions in telecom over the decades. Yeah. So what do you see as happening? What's Equinix doing about it? Where's the industry headed?
Okay, well, thank you for having me. The last few years have been some of the biggest changes in technology and in the industry that I've seen in my whole career. The fact that the cloud has become mainstream and cloud consumption has gone up significantly the last few years made a lot of changes to the telecom infrastructure. Part of it is that the vast majority of traffic now is looking to go to a cloud, some kind of a cloud data center. Also, customers are looking to get better performance for the application. So that means more connections closer to the customer are really important. And also people want a lot more capacity for the cell phones and for the broadband because they're using heavy data intensive applications. Those three trends, I think, have changed the consumption and the topology of the network significantly.
Well, speaking of consumption and topology, there was this theory a few years ago that the cloud was going to take over the entire universe and people were concerned about colo, and that doesn't seem to have borne out. So why do you think that is, and what's driving it, and where will it ultimately end up?
Very good question. I figured you would ask me that question, Joe. The kind of innovation that's happening now is so significant and so rapid because of the cloud economics, it takes very few people, and quickly they can create a lot new companies, new ideas, new platforms. So with the significant explosion of innovation and the diversity of the ecosystem, both networking and cloud, people are looking for a place for all these ecosystems to come together. And all these ecosystems are going digital, from payments to things like self-driving cars. All of them are looking for a place to connect. So the demand for data centers actually went up significantly.
So with all due respect to the data center industry, though, traditionally it hasn't been that innovative, or is that changing?
Yeah, it changed a lot. The last couple of years, the change in how interconnection happens for the cloud and how people like ourselves, Equinix, we invested into high performance, secure, private connections to the cloud, new exchanges across the globe, partnerships, and going to APIs and self-provisioning capabilities. I think this is the biggest set of innovation I've seen in interconnection since the beginning when the internet peering model was built. And I see that innovation actually accelerating because now new applications, machine learning, the amount of data is exploding at the data center. So I see the next few years are going to go way beyond the innovation we've seen the last couple of years. And I can tell you, Equinix is very focused on that innovation agenda, and I'm personally involved in driving a lot of that.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at PTC TV.
Thank you very much, Joe. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
A very special mahalo to the 2015 PTC Board of Governors for their year-round leadership and support. PTC'16 is made possible by the generosity of the PTC'16 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the gold sponsors.
An explosion of innovation keeps pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The convergence of voice, video, and data is revolutionizing how we see and interact with the world. Technical innovation can be complicated, but the changes it brings to your life shouldn't be. While the overlap in new device and media technology has fragmented businesses more than ever, Comcast Wholesale strives to streamline your journey. We're delivering solutions that remove your biggest challenges and simplify your life so you reach your highest aspirations. We see obstacles as opportunities, and we're always looking for ways to extend our capabilities to make your business more efficient and effective. Our focus? Pioneering the strategic solutions that clarify complex technology so you can connect your customers with the information that's important to them. Comcast Wholesale is united under one goal: to make the path to digital delivery easier to follow. We're committed to empowering you to do more and to do it more simply.
Hi, I'm here today with Margaret Dawson at PTC. I've known Margaret for years, and she's had a career that spans Microsoft and HP and a variety of Silicon Valley startups. And Margaret, you're currently responsible for global product marketing at Red Hat.
Correct.
So marketing is tough because you're actually one of the smartest technologists that I know. So not the typical, just let's figure out the color for the brochures. So what is it that you're doing at Red Hat these days?
So a lot of people don't know Red Hat today, that we actually have a full stack. Everybody thinks Red Hat, Linux, and we have this very vast portfolio all the way up to management. And so my role is actually trying to both create and then go to market with integrated solutions. So looking across our stack and saying, what are the scenarios that customers need to use our technology for? And then addressing those customer challenges with actually integrated solutions as opposed to product by product.
So for the telcos that are here, the obvious question would be, is this something they should keep listening to this interview? Because
yes,
what Red Hat does is, okay, so why?
Okay, so first of all, almost all the telcos are built on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So if you talk to any telco or solution provider, they have almost entirely Linux in their data centers, in their infrastructure. And now we are partnering with nearly all of them, or a vast majority of them, in cloud infrastructure software, which is mostly OpenStack. But we're also able to work with them on security. So once you're using our OpenStack or Linux, there's a huge amount of security implications involved, whether it be identity management, SE Linux, or just a hardened, great quality, reliable software. But also if you start looking at our mobile development platform or our PaaS, our application development platform, or our unified management, so they can have a little bit more unified across a hybrid infrastructure. So there's lots of different ways that we're working with telcos. But specifically the biggest one is OpenStack and NFV. I would say that's kind of the intersection point in how we help them really take advantage of that market.
So when you say sort of take advantage of the market but also utilize, it sounds like it's both for internal application development as well as for offering cloud services?
You got it. So, I mean, as you know very well, all of the telcos are trying to figure out how do I both improve, modernize, optimize my own internal infrastructure for my employees or customers, but also provide cloud services. And the biggest way they're able to do that and compete with AWS, by the way, which everyone has to be concerned with because they're taking a huge amount of the cloud revenue, even among the enterprise right now. Yeah, have you?
Yes.
Okay. And so building out a private cloud that they can somehow have public cloud-like services or even expose it as a public cloud to their customers. And they've got to figure out this cloud services and strategy or they won't be around in the next few years.
So when you say they have to figure it out, are there some that are doing exactly the right thing and some, it's just the private conversation, no one's going to hear it but us.
Really?
So
Okay,
are there some doing the right thing and some that are just
completely
wrong, and what's the difference
Here's what I'll
between
tell
good
you.
strategies
So
and bad
we'll start
ones?
with the bad and move to the good. There are still a lot that don't even have a clear cloud strategy, right? So it's not that they're doing it wrong, they haven't even figured it out, right? And they haven't figured out that what they're doing with their cloud services needs to align with the customer's initiatives around big data, around IoT, around application development. I mean, we could go on, right? Data center modernization, whatever it is. The ones that are doing it right have looked at how do I really take advantage of, one, open source technology so I can innovate fast and frequently. How do I take advantage of all of the API infrastructure so I'm providing that very rich interoperable infrastructure both for myself as well as for my customers? And then how do I build services on top of that cloud infrastructure? Whether that be easy application development, whether it be more disaster recovery and tying it into more of a backup or storage scenario, whatever it is, but they've got very clear solutions. And I would say some of the best ones are doing it with vertical solutions. So they've targeted, whether it be healthcare or oil and gas or whatever it is, and really created a niche. So those services they're doing on cloud infrastructure are very customized and segmented and appropriate for that industry.
Okay, well, sounds good. So there you have it, the keys to leveraging the cloud if you're a telco and working more closely with Red Hat.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Margaret.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Visit the PTC Pavilion and meet with the PTC'16 exhibitors to learn about the latest in systems, products, and services. The exhibits are located in the PTC Pavilion in Coral Ballrooms 4 and 5 of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. In addition to the exhibits, the PTC Pavilion also features meeting cubicles, meeting tables, conference luncheons, and more. The PTC Pavilion can be accessed with any PTC'16 badge and is also open to the general public by providing a business card to the Pavilion booth. Aloha. I see there's a lot of people here tonight, and I don't know about you, but I want to find out where the party's at. welcome to the welcoming reception for PTC'16. Let's go in and check it out. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
And it's just an easy, casual environment. No suits.
What are you going to take back as a souvenir, Jackson?
Not sure. Maybe some seashells or, well, maybe a couple more Hawaiian shirts. I don't know.
It's like coming back to to people that you know from so many years, and it's great. I love Hawaii. I love PTC.
What about you? What would you take back?
Probably a girlfriend for myself.
What souvenir will you take back home with you?
My wife asked me for a fridge magnet, so.
Giadits, which means aloha in Irish.
We have been here since 1999, so the highlight is always the networking, meeting people, trying to understand their needs for their next year, their next 5 years, and just being ahead of that need for them.
I'm from New York City, and if I could bring back anything from Hawaii, I would bring back this lagoon right next to me.
Aloha! Join us for the Tuesday evening reception. All full conference delegates and delegates holding a one-day registration pass for Tuesday are invited to attend the Tuesday evening reception. The reception starts at 6:30 p.m. and will take place on the Great Lawn at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, Waikiki Beach Resort. A valid badge is required to attend the Tuesday evening reception, so please remember to bring your badge with you. Are you plugged in to social media? Then join the conversation online. Follow at PTC Council on Twitter and use the PTC hashtag #PTC'16. You can also like Pacific Telecommunications Council on Facebook and follow PTC on LinkedIn. Looking to pick up your registration badge and materials or register for PTC'16? Visit the PTC'16 registration area located in the Coral Lounge on the 6th floor of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. The registration area is open every day starting at 8 a.m. Please remember to bring a valid form of photo identification with you to claim your registration badge and materials. PTC'16 is made possible by the generosity of the PTC'16 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the silver sponsors. During PTC'16, the PTC Secretariat will be located in the C-Pro 3 on the 6th floor of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. If you need assistance from a member of the Secretariat, please visit C-Pro 3.
Now that PACnet is part of Telstra, It's time to discover a dynamic new global communications partner. With twice as many regional experts, expanded assets and capacity, enhanced network and service capabilities, and access to vast opportunities across Australia and Asia. Looking for a dynamic communications partner to help grow your business into the future? Bring it on.
Your PTC'16 registration includes wireless internet access at the following locations throughout the Hilton Hawaiian Village Waikiki Beach Resort: Mid-Pacific Conference Center, Kalia Conference Center, Tapa Conference Center, Super Pool, Tapa Pool and Bar, and Starbucks. PTC'16 is made possible by the generosity of the PTC'16 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the bronze sponsors. The keynotes, executive insight roundtables, and the topical sessions continue on Tuesday. And ladies, you're invited to attend the PTC Women's Breakfast sponsored by Paul Hastings. All full conference delegates and delegates holding a one-day registration pass for Tuesday are then invited to attend the Tuesday evening reception on the Great Lawn. Please remember to bring your official PTC'16 badge to be admitted to the event. Thanks again for watching PTC TV. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Aloha! PTC TV is brought to you by PTC'16 Platinum sponsor Equinix. Mahalo Equinix, thank you for sponsoring PTC TV.